Hey everyone, Gobotch here, back today with a brand new video for Grounded. Today I'm bringing you my starter guide and tips for the gear you need to help you in the early game, and actually this gear will help you all the way through into the late game. I'll be showing you two weapons that you can get without even having to craft it with the Larva Blade and the Axe Club, which I'm holding right now in my hands. And I'll be showing you one of the best base locations that will be pivotal for story content and in-game content that you'll need. So stay tuned for that. Let's have a great time today. If you enjoyed today's little guide, hit that thumbs up, comment down below with your thoughts, and give me more feedback down below in the comment section. Let me know what other guides and tips or suggestions you'd like to see me do here on the channel. But feel free to join the Gobotch family, subscribe. But without further ado, let's get into the starter guide here for Grounded. Okay, so we have literally just loaded in. I started a brand new playthrough here, playing with Willow. And again, you see you start here in this little cave. So as she continues to talk, you can see where we are starting on the map. We're starting right next to the little the shovel over here by the fallen oak branch, and this is a key location for you to start, because before you even do anything else, before you even need to pay attention to the story cues or anything else, I'm going to show you where you need to go, two locations you can go to immediately that will give you two of the best weapons in game currently, minus the mint axe that you have to craft later. So let's go ahead and get into that. Thank you again for tuning in. So again, just immediately head out here, guys. And the first location we're going to go to is over by the oak branch, the fallen oak branch. We're going to go right about over here, over this long extended branch. We're going to go after the rotten larva blade. So again, I'm just going to head out to the right immediately. While we're moving, we will get pebblets, we'll get some mushrooms here, so we have some food. So pick up some things as you're on the move. But again, this is something you can do if you're doing a second or third playthrough of the game. Maybe you're just starting for the first time ever. These things can be very, very important for you. And you see I'm already getting attacked by some mites, but they're simple enough. You could just run by these guys, or you could bash them over the head with a rock and make do with doing that as well. You just got to be a little bit careful not to get yourself pinched too far anywhere else. Okay, just picking up some more stuff here. So again, we're trying to go head over towards the oak branch, fallen oak branch. So you see there's the rake we were trying to find earlier. Rake is pivotal for certain things. And right here is where the oak branch is. You can see the oak branch over in the distance right there. Again, it's really not that far off from your starting location, so it's better to do this than not do this early on. So they're telling you to eat a snack. You know, you can do that for the tutorial if you want. Keep an eye out for spiders and bombarder beetles and the gas bugs. You don't want to get caught by any of them early game. But the great thing about this strategy and it can give you two of the best weapons in game. Again, I currently say outside of the mint axe, which is a tier 3 weapon, I say the ant club is the best weapon in game. And you couple the ant club with what we're about to get, which is the larva blade. It's one of the most lethal 1-2 punches in the game currently. As you can see, we're right here. You see the fallen leaf by the hot dog, the Billy Hog's little hot dog container here. You see this fallen leaf right here, and you go to the rock, and it's kind of like Excalibur. You just come right to it. It's a rotten larva blade. So you pick it up. You can see now we have the rotten larva blade. It's unanalyzed, and it was found in that pebblet, so it does 2 damage, no stun, which is fine, but it has some of the highest speed out of any of the weapons in game, and it does poison damage over time, which does a little bit of extra damage for you. So now you can see we got the rotten larva blade out on our character here. Pretty dang quick. You see how fast it is. It can be really, really brutal, and I'll show you why here in just a bit. So now that we have the rotten larva blade, which again, if you want to look at your map, is located right here where my guy is standing. Okay, so again, if you want to zoom in, it's directly south of the the oak branch that has fallen down over here off the starting location. So now, since we have the rotten larva blade, we are going to now head over to the west by the bird bath and the where you had the blueberry bushes and the lab that's over there, these trees. We're going to go get the ant club, the rotten ant club. So again, we're just going to keep heading to this location west. Now we have a pretty good little starter weapon for ourselves, so we're just gonna be careful not to get caught out by spiders anywhere. Again, currently we're still at a point where we don't need any other things. We don't have to worry about other story missions or anything yet. If you get this larva blade, if you get this ant club, you'll be able to carry yourself in through the late game for the foreseeable future until they update the game with further things. So you're telling me right now you want to get, you know, a tutorial for drinking water. We'll do this. Do that. Fantastic. So again, find clean water. Again, the clean water, of course, we all know is find them on the grass branches. So here we are. We're on the west side of the map by the Spade Gulch over here. Here is a blueberry bush where you can get blueberries to have blueberry hide. But again, we're not worried about early crafting of any nature. We're worried about getting 2 of the best weapons that you need to sustain yourself throughout this game. Because again, if you get the Larva Blade like I have here now with the Ant Club, you'll be able to take down pretty much every enemy in game. Now you will have to have some good tactics with your approaches and fights, and be able to use your blocking ability effectively. But you'll be able to sustain yourself in pretty much every fight. The wolf spider may be the most difficult task for you, and we'll talk about armor and stuff like that at the end of this video. To start this video, I just wanted to show you where the Larva Blade was and where you can get this ant axe, and then I'll show you where you should settle down and call yourself call home for yourself. So again, we're gonna head into the furthest western part of the map. As you can see, you can find the brick wall ahead of you by the bird bath. So again, you want to look where you're at in the map. You are furthest west. So if you X out, we started over here. We worked our way down to get the Larva Blade here, and now we worked far west over by the bird bath on the map. Now, once we get here by the bird bath, I think a spider just saw me. I'm digging that. Okay, so it is a little sketchy over here. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna go around this way instead, because I'm not in the business of getting killed by spiders while I'm trying to teach y'all something here. All right, so we need to head in this direction. We'll just take a little different approach to it. So we're still by the bird bath, heading to the western corner, and be aware there are tons of spiders here. So be very cautious approaching through this area, because sometimes they spawn out of the trees and can fall on your head. Sometimes they don't, but you gotta be careful here, because it is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And again, it's behind this tree you're standing at right here, where we're wanting to go. And before we do anything else, I don't have any sap, which is what we would not want that to be able to make. We want that to make a torch, but that's okay. So head over here. Again, we're right behind this branch by the bird bath, and there's a little crack here in this wall. So again, looking at the map where we're at, you're directly to the west of the bird bath pond here. Head to the west, find the crack in the brick wall here where we were, find the crack in the wall, head inside, and you'll see lots of ant heads and parts. You can pick up all these ant parts. That'll be very good to have, especially in early game. Now you can make ant armor, which helps your carrying capacity when you're hauling hauling weed stems, maybe your grass stems, whatever. And then you see this creepy shrine that was built in here. I know it's dark, it's hard to see, but next to that shrine, you see human remains, and right next to that is the Rotten Axe Club. So again, there you go. You have your 2 best weapons in game outside of the Mint Axe, in my opinion, and you have them out the gate. This thing is lethal. So now, with this weapon in tow, you're in really good shape. Again, if you're looking here at the axe itself, it does not quite half damage, but it has really good stun value. You see the stun is more than halfway. The speed is still pretty dang solid. This thing, if you get 3 headshots on an enemy, it will instant stun them, which allows you then to either, get yourself in a better position. Maybe you want to let your stamina refill itself. But something that I typically do is I'll attack, and then, well, after those first 3 attacks, quick swap over to your Larva Blade, and now you can really finish an enemy off really quick because of the speed and poison damage you're getting from the Larva Blade. So these 2 weapons together are absolutely crucial to your success in this game, in my opinion. Especially early game, you'll find yourself in a great situation. So we're in a bit of a pinch here. It looks like we're under attack by something, but I don't see what it is. We're just gonna keep moving. All right, so now we need to we need to find a home for ourselves, okay? And I'm going to show you where you can go immediately after you get these 2 starting weapons, and it's going to be after you do the main mission, and you'll want to head over by the Great Oak Tree up above. So we'll go ahead there to start. Again, you'll want to do the story quests and everything on your own as you can. But I do recommend at least get the Axe Club and a Larva Blade before you start making a base, because it will be very, very beneficial for you down the line. And early game, you'll be able to just feel a lot more confident until you start getting, you know, your acorn armor and all those sorts of things that you will inevitably need down the line here in this game. So I'm gonna eat some of this food. So again, I kind of want to show you how you can fight really successfully with this thing. I'm kind of scared I'm gonna die doing it though, but we'll let the ladybug go. But it's a really good combination, the Axe Club and the Larva Blade. They're very, very good, useful weapons early game, mid game, and late game currently. So I'm gonna just jump forward. I'm gonna show you where you need to start your base at and why I think it's a successful location for you to be defensively protected against the threats, i.e. spiders, of course, and it sets you up for late game materials and story content. So let's jump to it. Okay, y'all, we have made it to the Great Oak Tree, which is a pivotal spot for your story here in Grounded. Again, currently in Grounded, there's not a ton of story. It's still a work in progress. It's an early access game, so there's a few missions you can do once you meet Burgle and whatnot, but here is the key spot. As you come in here, you see we are right next to the Whelp flavor drink. You have the soda can right here next to the Great Oak Tree. Look directly south of that, and you see these little, I don't know what you want to call them, but it's a wooden foundation here with a nail sticking in right by the rose bushes. This is an excellent starting location to build your base once you do get further foundations and whatnot, but any way you want to spin it, build a base on top of this foundation, and you can build it as high and wide as you want to go, but build on top of this foundation and you're protected against the threats currently in game. Now once they add bumblebees and mosquitoes and all those other threats, we'll see, because that's more aerial attacks. I don't know how well this base will be in those situations, but the reason currently in game in this current early access state this is such a great location is it protects you from the spiders, it protects you from your stink bugs and your beetles and everything else, because they cannot jump or climb up to this spot where you're at. But another key thing about this location is, as you can see, it is ripe in materials for yourself, whether it be food, water, building materials, or just being able to fight high tier threats. As you can see, we just saw some soda rolled out of that can, which it does do that throughout the day, and we can drink that up and it gives you food and water. Also, you're right next to a spot where you can get pollen and leaves that fall, or petals that fall off of these flowers. You're right next to some dandelions, which you'll need for weed stems. You're right next to a huge thing, which is the acorns here. If you destroy these acorns, you can get acorn pieces, you can eat acorn bits for food, and you get the acorn shells and tops there that can help you with your armor you're wanting to build. And another key thing, of course, is if you get to the story location is located just around to the right of this oak tree, so you're right next to Burgle, which is great for you getting your little fetch quests throughout the game. So again, that was a quick little guided starter tutorial here for you on the channel. I just wanted to show you, as you start the game in Grounded, whether it's your first time or numerous times jumping in, where you can go get 2 of the best starter weapons in game that will carry you through the early, mid game, and even some late game currently in the game, with the Larva Blade and the Ant Club, which we have currently on our character. And then I wanted to show you over here by the oak tree and the soda can by the rose bushes, where you could have a really good starter base location. But that's it for me today, y'all. If you want to see more tutorials and guides for Grounded from me on the channel, shout that out down in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to record those for you. Also, leave your suggestions for me in the comment section. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Feel free to join in the Gobotch family, subscribe, and we're on the road to 10,000 subs. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Please stay safe out there. Have a great time playing some Grounded and exploring the backyard with your buddies, and I will see you back here in the next video. Y'all take it easy.